2-2. Swing and a miss. 0-2. That is strike 3. Pollock strikes out. He struck him out. The Padres win.
The Jays were able to do it. Kirby Yates, come on down. Spent all day, it seemed, at a physical workout in Dunedin, and we get the news about 10 minutes ago from Ken Rosenthal that the deal is signed. He is a Blue Jay, still waiting on the terms, but Jays fans, give this a like if you're excited about the Blue Jays finally making a move, bringing in a name, a previous all-star closer, somebody that really, really gives the Blue Jays a solid back end of the bullpen. It took, it was all day. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. Kirby Yates the deal is close. He's going through a physical. He's going through a workout. And finally, at about 5:30 Eastern time, the Kirby Yates deal to the Blue Jays seems to be official again, according to Ken Rosenthal. So this is exciting news. We are live for this one. So everybody who's in the chat, comment below. If you're catching this out after the fact, comment below. Let me know how excited you are. What does this do for your expectations for the Blue Jays during the 2021 season and short term? What do you think? Is this able to catapult the Blue Jays into a better position to go out and get Springer, maybe Bauer? You know, one of the things Bauer says is he wants to join a team that can go out and make moves. And the Blue Jays finally make a move. It was almost becoming a running joke that the Blue Jays were in on every single person, every single free agent that's out there. Their name has been attached, and they had nobody. And they finally get the deal done. Let's talk about Kirby Yates for a minute. First, let's take a look at his projection. We do that a lot here on the channels. We talk about what are they projected for. Here's Kirby Yates' projection for the 2021 season. Forget about the wins. That's irrelevant. 26 saves. Okay. I mean, saves is tough to predict, but 76 Ks over 51 innings, an ERA of 3.17, a whip of 1. If you're in the chat watching this live, comment, what do you think? Are we going over? Is it going to go under? Does it look good? I think if he's healthy for an entire season, definitely going to have more than 26 saves with the Blue Jays. This is just no doubter. I mean, he's gonna have a nice season at the back of that bullpen for the Blue Jays. So I love this move. The Blue Jays had to do it. They did do it, and it's exciting. You got to be excited if you're a Blue Jays fan. We kind of sat around all day waiting for this, and it finally is going to happen. Let's talk about Yates for a minute. Just his numbers, his career. What do we looked at what we're expecting for 2021. Let's look at some of the recent history. 2019 All-Star, 41 saves, a 1.19 ERA, was one of the best one of the best relievers in all of baseball that season. And if he's healthy, I don't see any reason why he won't continue to put up numbers like that. I mean, this is a great move for the Blue Jays. So more on Yates here. For his career, he posts about a 12.8 K rate. Most of his time was in San Diego, a little bit with the Rays. That's where he came up. Some time with the Yankees, but the Padres is where he really took off, where his career really flourished. 2018, a 2.14 ERA. 2019, a 1.19 ERA. He was lights out, got hurt last year, didn't get a full season in. So we're not even, 2020 for Kirby Yates is irrelevant, really. So this is all about, what did he do in 2019? What are we looking at for 2021? And I think we can get, we can feel pretty good about this. Swinging K rate sits at about 18%. His velo has been steady, hasn't really jumped, hasn't declined. He's sort of been around 94 miles an hour for his average velo. And again, that's been steady over these last handful of years. He will be entering his age 34 season. So there's not a lot of time left to Kirby Yates, but there's a couple of good years left for Kirby Yates, and I think you gotta feel good about that. And this is, again, when we're looking at closers that are out there, he's certainly up there towards the top of who was available, along with Rosenthal and Hand and Melanson and guys like that. So this is a nice move. And anybody that's wondering, we don't have the particulars of the deal. Don't know if it's a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal, a deal with an option. We don't know how much money's attached to it yet. We just know, according to Ken Rosenthal, 18 minutes ago, he has it was 24 minutes ago. Free agent reliever Kirby Yates is in agreement with the Blue Jays. A source tells The Atlantic. That is the word from Ken Rosenthal about 20 minutes ago. Deal is pending a physical. He had his today in the Blue Jays spring training home of Dunedin, and it's believed to have gone well, but results are not yet known. I mean, listen, if he was there and they gave him the physical and he signs on the way out, it's done. It's happening. Rod, I don't know. I wouldn't call this a low-risk move. I think that this is a good move for the Toronto Blue Jays. I think that this is this is big. I feel very comfortable with Kirby Yates closing out games for the Blue Jays, and that's what you need at the back end of the bullpen. You need to feel good going into the 9th inning that you have a guy who's going to go and shut it down. It is just going to shut it down, and that is what we're looking at with Kirby Yates. We have a closer who will go out there and get it done. Last year, Toronto had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that had that 9th inning role for a minute. Anthony Bass, Rafael Dolis, Jordan Romano, AJ Cole. They did well. I mean, they honestly did well, but Dolis, do we feel comfortable with Dolis all year long? I really wouldn't. It would be, it'd be nerve-wracking if we were going into a season with Rafael Dolis as the closer. I root for the guy. They re-signed him. I want him to do well. So it's all about, but this is an improvement. This is an upgrade over Dolis. I know Jordan Romano has some upside, so we like Jordan Romano. But again, Jordan Romano could still be the future closer. Kirby Yates is not going to be here for 5 years. Kirby Yates is going to be here for a year or two. This team is making a statement with this move that they expect to be in the mix this year, and they want to have a closer that can keep them in games, shut games down, and get the job done. We have some people in the chat room, poo-pooing on the deal, but listen, it is it the best closer out there? No, but it doesn't have to be. We need a good closer. We need somebody who has shown that they can do it, shown that they can slam the door, and he can do it. So this is a great move. I'm in love with this move for the Toronto Blue Jays. Part of me is just glad they did something. We've been watching the Mets make moves. We've been watching the Padres make moves, and they have not been linked to half the guys that the Blue Jays have been linked to, and they finally do it. Blue Jays fans that are in here hanging out right now in the live stream, comment. Let me know what you're feeling. Is this a move that you're going to feel good about when we go to the 9th inning? That's what we're looking for here. We want to know in the 9th inning, if we have a 1-run lead, that the game is over. And I feel comfortable with Kirby Yates. I feel like he can get through the season. I don't totally feel as comfortable with Dolis in that kind of a situation. Romano, he hasn't done it yet. Romano could do it, and maybe he will do it down the road, but this is Yates. Yes, the Blue Jays do something. I'm excited about it. I feel good about it. And, we'll see what the dollars are. Based on his age and based on a few items, I got to think that they probably didn't have to break the bank. But we're going to see. We're going to see how much money this has to be. Kyle saying Romano is great, needs time. Exactly. Yates in 2021 and, possibly 2022. Then we move on. Then we move on to Romano. I like this deal. I'm very interested in seeing what the, if it's a multi-year deal, if there's a lot of money attached to it. I really can't expect that there's too much money. I mean, coming off an injury helps the Blue Jays because he didn't get to go out and have a locked down 2020. His 2020, the numbers are bad, and he's coming off injury, so they can kind of get Kirby Yates at a discount. Love that. Because we need to save the money for George Springer. We need to save the money for another starter. So let's go. Jack Holzman, Dolis. I like Dolis. I think Dolis would be a great setup, man. That's you want to have depth. And the Blue Jays with Kirby Yates have depth now. If Kirby Yates struggles, then you can go to Dolis or you can go to Romano. But you have an A guy. I look at Kirby Yates as an A-type guy here, and it's a good move. It is a good move, and I think that it is a good sign that they're finally able to get something done. I was worried because this thing took so long. I was watching it. I was like, how is he? Is he really still at the complex? When did the news break? Like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning? Is he really still at the complex at 5 o'clock in the evening? Did they let him leave without signing a contract? And it looks like they were able to get the deal done. If he had left the complex without signing a contract, that would have been a disaster. That would have felt like Liam Hendricks happening all over again. You get him into the complex, he leaves, he doesn't sign a contract, and 2 days later he's signing with another team. So the Blue Jays get the deal done. It's what we as Jays fans wanted, needed. This is a good move for the Blue Jays, and now we're going to see, we'll see what Yates has. I feel comfortable, confident, and I got to think that for how much this is going to cost the Blue Jays, it is going to be a nice deal. I don't think it have to be a lot of money. Trevor Rosenthal's probably asking for money. Brad Hand's asking for more money. And, they're talking to all these guys, right? They're talking to Colomé. Colomé probably wants more money. So that was the only other piece, right? They were also linked to Alex Colomé. And I got to think that that's done now. If they go out and start stockpiling closers, I'll be concerned that they're not spending the money in the right spot. So the Colomé situation, you got to feel is over. And it's all about Kirby Yates now. Kirby Yates to the Blue Jays. You got to feel good about that. Captain Spiz, Pomeranz, or Pagan could be the closer, right? If you check the MLB draft chart for the Padres, right now they have Pomeranz listed as the closer. The Jays bullpen's starting to look good with this. They needed to get that back end guy, and they got it now. And I really like BZ Baseball. Thank you for that. I really like this Blue Jays bullpen. I do. And if the Blue Jays can add another starter piece, then you start to look. Stripling slides in there to the bullpen, and he's a nice arm out of that bullpen. So this is good. The rotation. The Jays have some work to do on the rotation. That is for sure. There is some work to do there. I don't know. They've got some more moves to go. The Chatwood move, you don't want him sliding in there. Right now, the Blue Jays still have Roark and Thornton lined up to be in that rotation. If this team wants to compete for the American League East, that can't happen. You got Ryu and Pearson and Robbie Ray. I like those three. I want two more. That's what I want. That's why I don't necessarily want them to go get Trevor Bauer, because I want them to be able to get two. That's what I want. I want them to get two. Rod, I don't think they're going to be able to trade Roark because of the money. Roark is like $13 million this year or something obscene like that. Somebody might have to check that, but Roark is making a lot of money. So I want another arm. That's what I would like. I want Ryu, Pearson, and Ray to have somebody else. We got two lefties, so let's get a couple righties. Let's take a chance. Take a chance on Paxton. I know he's another lefty. They'd give him three lefties, but take a chance on Paxton. Maybe take a chance on Archer. If they feel like they can get Bauer and another guy, okay. We got a lot of guys that are sort of up and coming, right? Anthony Kay, Julian Merriweather. There's a lot of guys that are, maybe coming up in the rotation. It's an interesting situation because if you're trying to compete, you don't want to just throw those guys to the wolves. It bolsters the bullpen with those guys back. Big Air talking about Taijuan Walker coming back. I hope so. I think he's a great fit. He's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's add Taijuan Walker into the mix. Let's get him into this thing and make something happen. Let's make something happen. Everybody that's in here now, maybe brand new to the channel, tonight at 10 o'clock in 4 hours, we are going to do the ball cap nightcap. So come on back for that. I'm not going anywhere right now, but I want you to keep that in mind, and you can come on back in a couple hours. We're going to talk some more. We're going to dive into this more. Talking about the Jays right now, I mean, look, the targets that they've had, this is just the last 24 hours, names that have been linked to the Blue Jays. Colomé, Yates, and Springer, and Brantley, and Hand, and Soria, and Walker. I mean, this is just the last 24 hours. So to finally get somebody in, get something done is great, because then they can move on to something else. And I think it builds confidence with some of the other names that are out there. Maybe they still go get Hand. Who knows? Brantley, they're talking about who was it? I think Jason Stark earlier today put out a projected lineup with Brantley at DH and Springer in center field. That's cool. I think Colomé is out. Soria could still happen as a nice arm to add to the bullpen. Again, I love Walker in that situation. Who's the Oakland dude, Rod? That's Joakim Soria. So there's a lot yet. TCK Grichuk could, if a Springer deal happens, watch out for Randall Grichuk. And then the question is, what's Grichuk get you back? Could the Blue Jays pick up the phone, call the Reds, and say, hey, we'll swap you Sonny Gray for Randall Grichuk and a prospect? And do the Reds want to entertain something like that? So, you do a deal like that, and potentially you could have you could get something else out of it. But this is all about Kirby Yates finally getting something done. Welcome everybody into the chat. A lot of familiar names here. Thank you guys for checking this out. Sort of a last-minute emergency stream with the signing, with the Kirby Yates signing. This is not the only live stream we will do. As always, the Tuesday night nightcap will happen at 10 o'clock in 4 hours. We'll be back. We got a lot to talk about. This will be a topic, of course, and between now and 10 o'clock, what else happens? We had a lot of activity last night between 6 and 10 o'clock at night. We had the Padres trade, then the Nats made a deal. So, we'll see what happens. The market is heating up, and that's a good thing. That's exciting. TCK, welcome in. Again, anybody that's just finding the channel right now, Blue Jays fans, if you're just finding the channel right now, make sure you subscribe. I'm a big Blue Jays fan here, and I've got some good things lined up, some exciting things lined up down the road for Blue Jays content. So you'll want to hang out and make sure you subscribe and keep an eye on what we're doing. Let's see. Should trade Grichuk if we sign Springer. Dan, yeah, I mean, I think that's realistic. With how Teoscar performed last year, I got to think you want to hold on to him over Grichuk. But Grichuk was good. He figured something out. He was changing some things. I got to think that Grichuk is not going to be tough for them to give up. But you got to do it. If you have too many outfielders, you can't play them all. Get rid of Jansen and Grichuk from Brandon Burns. I mean, Jansen has zero value. Dan, thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, where does Kirk fit in? He's the catcher, man. I mean, I think Danny Jansen and Kirk are gonna rotate. They're gonna platoon behind the plate. I think Reese McGuire, if they can trade Reese McGuire, that's what they need to do. Reese McGuire needs to get dealt. What could you get for Reese McGuire? Because Reese McGuire's, it's over. There's no room. You got Jansen, you got Kirk. It would be a waste of time. Who's the DH right now? Tellez figures to be the DH. So there's still Jansen just can't hit. He's good behind the plate, good defensive catcher, but he can't hit. I mean, and if you got a guy that is also good behind the plate, like Kirk is, and can hit, Danny Jansen's gonna be in trouble. McGuire, don't know why he's still here. They're probably hoping they can trade him for something. He's still got promise. You haven't seen all that he could do yet. So there's a very good chance that McGuire gets dealt. And I think I heard that Kirk was at the complex catching for Kirby Yates in this one. So, that's a good sign. That's a good sign if you're a Kirk fan. That's for sure. Let's see here. So we got Kirby Yates on board here. This is good stuff. Again, anybody who is just hopping in, thank you guys for being here and coming in and hanging out. Let's see here. We are going to take another look at Kirby Yates here in just a second. All right, let's do that. So Kirby Yates, looking at just his numbers, for a lot of guys, a lot of fans out there might not know a whole lot about Kirby Yates, so we're here to help with that. Let's roll some video of Kirby Yates, and we'll talk about him. So Kirby Yates really came to fame, if you will, with the Padres. In 2018, a 2.14 ERA was just lights out. In 2019, a 1.19 ERA, led the leagues in saves with 41, posted a K rate in 2019, a K rate of 15. 15 per 9 on a K rate for Kirby Yates. He was an all-star and even received some Cy Young votes. In 2019. 2020 got hurt, only appeared in 6 games, got a pair of saves, but got hurt, got roughed up. You throw 2020 out the window, and we look towards 2021. I'm interested to see what the deal is. We haven't seen what the deal is for Kirby Yates. We just know that he's signed. Could be a 1-year deal, could be a 2-year deal, it could be an option in this thing. There could be, who knows? Could be a $5 million deal, a $10 million deal. We are awaiting word on the parameters of the contract, and as soon as we get it, we will post it. Yes, I see a lot of people in the chat. Rest in peace, Don Sutton, for sure. A great baseball man. Just a fantastic pitcher. Was good in the broadcast booth as well. Rest in peace, Don Sutton. But listen, guys, this Kirby Yates thing, if you're down at all a little bit on it, I've seen some people in the chat a little bit down on the Kirby Yates situation. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. If you're down on Kirby Yates, don't be, okay? This is a great move. This is a guy that if he had pitched in 2020 and had done what he did the 2 previous seasons, I don't know if the Jays are able to afford him. He's looking at that Liam Hendricks money, if that's the case. And I don't know if the Jays want to go that high. Just what the Jays are doing right now leads you to believe they don't want to go that Liam Hendricks money. So Aiden Clark, he's excited for it. Right on. If you're excited about Kirby Yates, let me know. Comment in the chat. If you're watching this after we're live, comment down below in the comment section if you're excited about Kirby Yates coming in, because what this does, mentioned it at the top, but we got about 100 more people in here than we were at the top. This gives the Blue Jays stability heading into the 9th. They need to have a 1-run lead or a 2-run lead and know we're good. Kirby Yates is going out there. We're shutting this thing down. That's what they need. And let's see, we've got a tweet from MLB. All it says is Blue Jays and relief pitcher Kirby Yates have agreed on a deal per Ken Rosenthal. But again, that was about a half hour ago. So we don't have the detail yet. So if healthy, yes, Rod, that's everybody. Everybody, if healthy. Me coming on this stream is if healthy. Okay? Everybody at everything is if healthy. So, but what you can get with Kirby Yates is that solid back of the bullpen, shutdown kind of guy. I just think it's a great move. I think that this adds to it because, they could have rolled with Dolis or Romano in the closer role, but now let those guys just continue to develop and get better. Let Dolis spend a year in the setup role. Let Romano get better. And if something happens to Yates, you got a couple guys that showed last year that they can close. I think that's an important part here. Having depth in the bullpen is huge. And Dolis, remember what was it? What he was out of Major League Baseball from 2014 until 2020. So what we got from Dolis last year was it an aberration? Was it something where he just gelled well with the coaching staff and their philosophies matched his approach? Dolis is not a guaranteed thing. So I know we like him, but he was not able to make a major league roster for 7 years. So listen, I like him and I want him to continue to do well. But this is important. We got some Padres fans hoping for Trevor Rosenthal. I mean, you guys aren't shying away from spending money, so I don't know why that wouldn't happen. You got Pagan and you got Pomeranz in the bullpen, but I got to think that you need something better. If healthy, Yates will be money for the Jays. Totally. We got some. Listen, here's the thing: Jays fans in here, the Padres fans that are coming in here and commenting are talking about how he's going to be money. They're going to miss him. All that. It is a big one. Welcome in Tatis Acuna Jr. I love that name. So that's a great name. Springer might come from Jackson Kidwell. Yeah, I mean does this give Springer the confidence that the Blue Jays are going to go out and get some things done? Right? Was there I don't want to be the first to sign because I don't want to be the only to sign thing going on with the Blue Jays? This is going through my mind. I know this is going through the mind of every Jays fan. Is what happens if we don't get anybody? What happens if Robbie Ray's our big signing and we spend all offseason linked to everybody and we don't get it? So it's just it's a big one here. It's a big one. Gavin, are you in the stream right now? I see getting some messages from one of my Blue Jays fan buddies. I can't do Gavin, if you're in the stream, let me know. But because I want to give him a shout out. So anyway, let's keep going here. Yes, he was an ace in the bullpen. Joseph, you're right. I mean, he was good. He was great in that Padres bullpen. Big deal. I think, we got all the Padres fans that are in here are just praising Kirby Yates, and that's that's a good sign. If you guys gone and you miss him, that's a good thing. How long is the deal and how much is he getting from Max Lopez? We don't know yet. We're waiting on that word. We're waiting to hear exactly what that's going to be. Hopefully we get that information soon. As a Blue Jays fan, I want JT Realmuto because he could play first as well. Toronto can then trade Jensen, keep Kirk as a backup. We'll see. I think Realmuto might become an option if they miss out on Springer. I think Springer is the top option. So I don't think that there's going to be a Realmuto situation until Springer's off the board. That's my feeling. The elbow surgery was to clean up some bone chips in the elbow. So that was the surgery he had. We got some folks hoping the Bauer signs with Toronto. We'll see. I don't know where he's going to sign. He's sort of leading everyone on and teasing everybody. Joseph Dunlap, of course, I'm a Blue Jays fan. Let's see here. Where are we going? All right. This is a great move. End of the day, this is a great move. Everybody that's here for the first time checking out the channel, make sure you subscribe, especially if you're a Jays fan. A lot of Jays content. If you go through a lot of my stuff, you'll see a lot of Blue Jays stuff, a lot of Blue Jays videos. They're my team. They're who I know the most about. I feel like I know a lot about a lot, or at least a little about a lot. and I know the most about Toronto. We talk about Toronto a good amount. So if you're a Jays fan checking this out for the first time, make sure you subscribe and stay close to the channel. We will be doing the ball cap nightcap. Just a reminder, at 10 o'clock tonight. So we're on here for a few minutes to talk about this. And then tonight at 10 o'clock, we're going to talk about everything going on in baseball. Certainly, we will touch on this. We will talk more about Toronto. We'll talk more about the Toronto options that are out there. So again, Jays fans, you may want to go hang out and catch some other streams or go catch some dinner or do whatever you're doing. But make sure you're back at 10. Benjamin, yes, go Jays. Everybody, any new subs in here, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you're a new subscriber. Put your name up on the screen so we can get that, get the notoriety out for that. We're trying to build a nice community here for all baseball fans. And so far, I think we got a great one going and would love for you to be a part of it. So if you are just checking it out for the first time and if you subscribe, give you a little shout out. And, I want to thank you for joining the community. I do think that I'm the greatest American Jays fan. I know up north of the border, I'll pale in comparison to some guys, but here in America, I'm carrying the flag. I'm waving the banner for sure. Good day today. Good day today for the Blue Jays to get this deal done. I'm excited about that. I just feel like it's a good sign. It's a good way to get things going. Yes, I'm from America. Oscar, thank you for the sub. I grew up like 20 minutes from Canada. I was in upstate New York, way up in New York, Watertown, New York. So it was right across the border. We were a 15-minute drive away from Kingston, Ontario. So, I was close and I've got a whole long story about it, but Joseph, thank you for the sub. Any new subs, again, let me know. I want to thank you personally. And we'll put your name up on the screen. Mark Shapiro to the Mets. You familiar with Watertown? I don't usually run into people who know where that is or what that is. So if you know Watertown, definitely give you a shout out. That's where I grew up. So I went to high school, the whole thing. Anyway, we're talking about Yates here. Big deal. This is I don't know. I'm loving it. I think this is reason to be excited, and I think that. Thanks, Kyle. I think that it is just it's a good sign. I'm excited about this. I'm loving it. And I think it's going to be good. Grew up in Ottawa and lived in Kingston. Right on. I think the Jays will sign Giles again? I do not. I think the Giles situation, that ship has sailed. How much money is in the deal? We don't know about that yet. Chi, welcome in. Welcome and thank you. We don't know about it just yet. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm refreshing my phone and watching Twitter to see where it all, where this deal lands, financially, how it all comes out. Tatis Acuna Jr., thank you. Glad you're here. Glad you're able to make a stream. We'll be streaming again at 10 o'clock. Brian's from the Utica area. Right on. Anybody from upstate New York, stand up, be heard. Where are you from? If you're from upstate New York, holler out. Let me know where you're from. Let's see. We got people talking about, the thing about Springer and the Jays, and again, we'll talk about it more at 10 o'clock, is that the word is that there's genuine interest in Binghamton, Brooklyn, in Toronto for George Springer. So, I hope he wants to be there. How long did they get Yates for? We don't know yet. We do not know just yet how long they got him for. We're waiting to see that. Jays are in the hardest division. I mean, that in the National League East. The National League East is looking rough. How long did they get Yates for? Again, we don't know Charlie. We are waiting on word from that. It is pending a physical. Maybe we're going to have to wait until that information is out. He was in Dunedin today doing the physical. So we are going to have to just see what this ends up playing out to be. Jays have a great bullpen, Matt. They definitely do. Definitely. Let's see here. All right, everybody. I am I want to send a reminder out. Again, 10 o'clock tonight. It's in 4.5 hours. We are going to be doing the nightcap. We're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk about a lot that's going along in baseball. We're going to dive into, free agent rumblings. We're going to talk about some of the recent deals. We are going to be talking about more about the Blue Jays. We're going to dive into the Mets GM situation and their choice on how they're going to replace the ousted GM. I don't even feel like we should say his name anymore. Dude's a creep. So thank you guys for hanging out. I will be back. We'll be back at, again, 10 o'clock. So, go and have some dinner, watch some TV, catch some other streams, and make sure you come back. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. Love the support we've gotten so far, and appreciate you guys coming in. So I will leave you with some more Ks from Kirby Yates, and I will see you guys at 10 o'clock.
2-2. Swing and a miss. 0-2. That is strike 3. Pollock strikes out. He struck him out. The Padres win.